consultation.
Hi, my name is Erica Olstein. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and oriental medicine. Do you have a gout-ridden toe or bowels that move too slow, creaky knees, or how about an asthmatic wheeze? Then acupuncture is sure to please. Come visit me, your primary care physician, Erica Olstein, at A Better You Healthcare. Call me at 352-615-5566. That's 352-615-5566.
You're going to love your new windows and the immediate energy savings when you work with Renewal by Anderson. You'll experience legendary quality and installation. Visit renewalbyanderson.com for a free in-home consultation with the pros. Right now, save 20% on windows, doors, and installation. No money down, 0% interest, and 0 payments for 12 months with approved credit. Visit renewalbyanderson.com. renewalbyanderson.com. Offer ends February 28th. License CGC 1524135.
On top of the world, Ocala's premier active adult community has done it again, and this time it's bigger and better than ever before. 10 new, never-before-seen decorated models will make their debut on Saturday, February 25th at 10 a.m. 5 exciting new plans from our maintenance-free Premier Series, and 5 big new designs from our Estate Series in one convenient model center. Mark your calendars for the can't-miss model grand opening event. On Top of the World has all the lifestyle amenities you want right here. Enjoy over 300,000 square feet of air-conditioned recreational fun, plus over 181 acres of outdoor amenities. Join us on Saturday, February 25th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and tour our 10 new decorated models. On Top of the World is located on State Road 200 west of I-75 in Ocala, or visit online at ontopoftheworld.com. That's ontopoftheworld.com.
Equal housing opportunity.
Coming this and every second Friday of the month at 11 a.m. is Trinity Healthcare Medical Center with your host, Dr. David Kuhn. Trinity Healthcare Medical Center is Ocala's only progressive primary care clinic. Be sure to listen in and also check their website at thcmc.com. Then call them with your questions at 512-0000. That's 512-0000. That's every second Friday at 11 a.m. for Trinity Healthcare Medical Center here on The Source WOCA.
All right, 10 minutes before 10 o'clock. Well, I was doing the 50-minute thing because of the Red Roof Inn thing. And don't call because we're not doing that right now. But
nope.
I'm just, it's a trigger reaction.
Yeah.
This next topic is so uncomfortable, Robin. Suicide is such an uncomfortable topic, isn't it?
Yeah, but we have to talk about it in order to save lives.
Adele, Paula, Royce is on the phone. And the book is really beautiful. I mean, she writes in such a beautiful way, you know, and so I'm glad she's on the phone. She's a student of the Kabbalistic practice. She received, it says, the received wisdom, the native theology, and cosmology of Judaism. And her book is called The Little Black Book of Suicide Notes. It's a semi-fictional memoir, of 27 journal entries of a tortured soul contemplating whether or not she should end her life. Good morning, Adele. How are you?
Good morning. Well, quite the contrary of suicide. I'm doing just great.
Oh, good. But is this you? I mean, did you go through this period of your life? Did you go through this?
You know, very interesting. People ask me, Larry, quite often, how much of this is fact versus fiction? And very interesting question. It's a little bit of both. This is fiction based on life experience. My teacher used to always use a metaphor that was always very interesting to me, and he would say you're in bed at night dreaming you're in Hawaii. The question then becomes, are you in Hawaii or are you in your bed sleeping, So a lot of people have had their ups and downs, and I've certainly had my share, and yes, I've struggled at times, but the story is finding the way out, that one does not need to lead a destructive life. Yeah. And finding a way out is definitely a possibility.
By the way, I know the answer. You're in your bed sleeping. I worked at a juvenile detention center for 3 years ago. And one night, I worked the night shift, and one night one of the boys tried to kill himself. with a sheet hanging from the whatever. And I went in there, I talked to him. So everything was taken out of his room. He was in there in underwear and a cement slab. And I sat next to him, and I tried to be, I'm not a trained psychologist in any way, but I started talking to him. And as I'm talking to him, there's a spider in the upper corner of the room by the ceiling. And I said, I'm going to use that spider as a metaphor. If you kill that spider right now, he's a spot on the wall. But if you don't kill him, you never know. Maybe he'll build a web. Maybe he'll leave the room. You never know what he's going to do. And that's the same way with life. I don't know if it made a difference for this kid or not, but it was in my way of saying, things change in a life. Things can get better, so...
That's right, and maybe that was your harmless contribution to humanity, as I hope that the Little Black Book of Suicides will be my harmless contribution to humanity, yes.
Yeah. And
I hope that people come away with this with a feeling of hope, double exclamation point, once again, to realize that there's a way out other than a destructive one. And interestingly enough, many of us live in what I call a state of false emergency, which, to your point, is kind of what you're describing in the situation you did just speak about. A false state of emergency is reacting to something that feels real, but in essence, not true. My teacher would give two examples, which I believe make a point. One true state of emergency could be if someone were pointing a gun to your head, ready to pull the trigger. Another might be, say, a grizzly bear coming toward you ready to attack. Now, those are true states of emergency, life and death situations, so to speak. However, when one is full of fear, anxiety, hopelessness, pain, suffering, even though they aren't really under any actual kind of real threat, now that may feel real to the one experiencing it, but by no means is that true. So through this woman's story, this protagonist, you can learn that you don't have to live this way, and how that realization can result in living a more balanced, sane, and simpler life.
That is so wise, everything you just said. And I hope, I was thinking to myself, I do this with all books. Who's going to walk through the bookstore and pick this one up? And I think the person who picks it up is either the person who has just lost somebody to suicide, in which case I think the book is going to serve that person as well, by the way, because it kind of shows maybe what they missed, But I think the other person who's going to pick it up is the person who's thought about suicide. And that's, I think, the more, I don't know if it's the more important one or not, but I think it's an important one as well, I should say.
Yeah. The novel is comprised of 27 suicide notes written by a woman on this spiritual journey from life to death to rebirth. This book one, The Little Black Book of Suicide Notes, is actually the first part of a planned trilogy. So we're going to all take a journey together through life, death, and rebirth. This first book was written, about a spiritual journey, and it's kind of 27 suicide notes, but not in the conventional sense of notes left behind. They're sort of reflections, journal entries of a sort that chart her emotional and spiritual journey as she confronts the question whether life is not worth living or whether it is worth living. And that's a very profound question. And it gives an intimate look into that experience of hopelessness and pain through her journey, and it highlights her desire and her courage to find a way out.
Right.
See, we all hold a key. We all hold the key to write our new life scroll. And, sometimes it's just a fact or fiction that people just may not know what that picture looks like just yet. So, together we will take a journey and find some incredible enlightening experiences along the way.
And sometimes when people feel that desperate, they feel that nobody likes them, they have this big negative attitude, and then they think, well, if they try to share their thoughts with someone and try to get encouragement, all they're going to get is people that start yelling at them and say, why did you want to do this anyway in the first place? And
Robin, that's such an important point. I mean, that is probably one of the most critical and crucial points, and you very poignantly stated it. And, it is the associated element of craziness or insanity about it, the stigmatism. I even wrote about it in the author's notes section of the book. Some of the brightest minds of our times have committed suicide. I mean, there are so many complex issues, the guilt, the shame, the state of hopelessness, the feeling that there's nothing to live for. And it's the stigmatism that suicidal feelings mean that something is in essence wrong with you. Well, guess what? The book is trying to show you that's not the case. It has nothing to do with crazy, and to find a kindred spirit, to reach out to someone on that potential ledge, to say you're not alone. These are feelings. You're not alone. You are not alone. I can personally tell you from personal experience, you are not alone.
In the Don McLean song about Vincent van Gogh, the song called Vincent, there's one line he says, you took your life as lovers often do, but I could have told you, Vincent, this world was never meant for one as beautiful as you. And I've often thought, wow, what a powerful line that is, and too bad somebody couldn't have told that to him before he did it, It's just
Well, powerful lines are powerful people, and you take someone like Viktor Frankl, the doctor who lived in the concentration camps, and he explained in a profound way that the only thing his captors couldn't take away from him was his internal freedom. And that freedom is not something that can be surgically removed. And the book is about finding the path to one's own internal freedom. It's a path of finding yourself going from enslavement to freedom. And that's a wonderful journey to experience.
Well, you have taken a gift of being able to express yourself and done it wonderfully in a very, very interesting and captivating way, if not a troubling topic. It's certainly making a big impression. I'm actually pleased to hear that this is the first in a trilogy, so I'm anxious to hear the rest. Hopefully you'll come by to promote the other two books. This is the Little Black Book of Suicide Notes. Call me if you want the copy that was sent to us. Adele, Paula, Royce, thank you so much. Is that your website, your name, AdelePaulaRoyce.com?
That is correct, yes. And I so much appreciate you allowing me the time to bring this out to the world.
I wish we had more time. Thank you so much, Adele. That was I enjoyed the conversation more than I realized I would. All right, we'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The president speaks tomorrow at the annual Conservative Political Action Conference just outside the Capitol. One of the headliners today, counselor to the president, Kellyanne Conway, who was on Fox and Friends this morning.
We have majorities in the House and Senate. This country has decided it wants action, not gridlock. And this is the man for the time. And I think that President Trump shows a real realignment of the movement as well. And you'll see that at CPAC.
As tensions rise with Mexico over the U.S. immigration crackdown, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson and Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly are in Mexico meeting with top officials there. And a loss for our Fox family. Alan Colmes passed away last night after a brief illness. Fox's Bill Hemmer saying,
Alan was a great guy. I love to talk with him. I love to debate him. I love to get his opinions on everything under the sun.
Alan Colmes was 66 years old. Fox News, we report, you decide.
For me, it was the big S-Class from the 90s. Beautiful. My friend's dad had one.
The SL. All of the SLs. I've been watching those since I was a kid.
I think the 1971 SC was the first Mercedes that just blew me away.
Everyone remembers the first time they saw one, and the day they began to long for a Mercedes-Benz of their own. Well, that day may be a lot closer than you think. With a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz, you can experience the luxury, the unparalleled safety, the performance, and the style Mercedes-Benz is famous for at a price you can afford. Beautiful SUVs, sedans, coupes, and convertibles that are factory certified and covered by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 3 years, so you can drive without a worry for as far as you like. And during the certified pre-owned sales event going on now through February 28th, you can receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and special financing available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. You've waited long enough.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Today in Florida Ag News, I'm a Southeast AgNet. With the Florida legislative session set to start on March the 7th, various bills have already been introduced, and one of those is Senate Bill 10. Ernie Barnett.